I'm Jackie, the sewing pastor's wife, and this is Friday Sews, even though it's Saturday. I just could not get it together yesterday. I was really tired, and I'll talk to you a little bit about that in the life portion of the chat. But anyway, I was just too tired yesterday. I couldn't think straight. So I'm here with hashtag Friday Sews today, and hashtag Friday Sews was created by Jen from Today in Jen's Sewing Room. Her channel is linked below. You can check her out because she's the one who started this amazing community, which just constantly is growing and growing and growing. And it's just so much fun to watch other sewing videos, to see what they're doing in their sewing room, to see what their plans are, and to hear about their lives. It's just a lot of fun. And I love kind of catching up with my friends every single week. So I love watching the videos. So even though I was tired yesterday, I did get to watch some videos. But anyway, here's what I'm wearing. I am wearing my latest make, the Parker. I'll put a picture in. But this is my second Parker, and I'm not going to make another one for a while. I love this dress, but I need to probably move on. But I love this. I can't decide if I like this one or the one I made before, the black with the white polka dots. I don't know. This one is great. The neckline on this one did not come out as well. I'm not sure why, because it's literally the same pattern pieces. I just made it last week, so it's not like I've forgotten or anything. I don't know. I don't know what happened. It's a little bit looser than the one from last week. I'm sure this microphone hanging on is also not helping. But anyway, I'm really pleased with how this dress came out too. I love it. It's super comfortable. The only problem I had, and it was not a problem with the pattern, it was a problem with me, was I managed to sew part of the skirt when I was doing the gathering, attaching the skirt to the bodice. I managed to attach not just the part where it's gathered, but some of the, like, some of this part of the skirt. I managed to attach that as well. So I had to take that out in two places too, and then redo that. But it's fine. It works, especially because it's dark fabric. You can't even tell where I did that. So, I mean, this is such an easy pattern, I would think, for any beginner, because I am very much a beginner. So I would highly recommend this. And also, if you make it in DBP, and I'm sorry, I keep touching the microphone. If you make it in DBP, it is just so soft and so comfy, and I love it. So that's what I made this week. I also cut out the Ginkgo dress in a toddler size. I think I'm making 2T for my little granddaughter. She's not biologically my granddaughter. She's just a girl at our church. We claim their family. So anyway, I call her my bonus granddaughter. But I got that cut out, but I decided to work on this for me today. So that's what I did. And that's it. I had a whole week alone. Like, my daughter that lives at home went to camp with my daughter that's married, that her husband's a youth pastor. They had camp, and she took Emma with her. My daughter, Madison's my older daughter. Emma's my younger daughter. So she took Emma with her to camp for the week to help. Emma helped with the grandkids and stuff. And so I thought I was going to get all this sewing done. I did not, in fact, get all this sewing done. So I don't know. I don't know what happened. I had some other stuff. I kept saying I'm going to catch up on this, and then I'm going to sew. And I just never got to sew. So I got that dress cut out for Sailor, and then I finished this. But I actually started this and finished it yesterday and this morning. So I don't know what happened to my week. It went by really fast. Now, we did spend one day out, and I'll get to that before the video is over, because I'm going to share some photos from that. But oh my goodness, I'm looking down here at my thing, and I realize I'm just off the rails already. So I want to mention the sewing channel this week, and it's a brand new one. I think yesterday was her 5th Friday Sews videos, and that is Zelda Sews. Hi, Zelda, if you're watching. Oh my goodness, she's shown up on the scene, and everybody already loves her. She has, and I noticed this. I said something to her as well, but I've noticed other people in the comments of her videos are saying the exact same thing. She has the most radiant, beautiful smile. There's so much joy coming out of her. So I love her. And anyway, go over and check her video out. I linked it in the description below, but check her out and say hi and welcome her to the Friday Sews community, and you're going to love her. She's great. So Anyway, okay, let's see what else I've forgotten. Okay, what I worked on, the Parker, and then I cut out the dress. What I purchased this week? Absolutely nothing. Pretty proud of myself. Actually, I really didn't have any opportunity to buy anything this week. I also worked on my cross stitch some, and I didn't bring it out here. I'm out here because my daughter is on the phone in the house doing, or she's FaceTiming with someone. I was like, I'll just come outside. It's pretty nice outside. It's a bit warm. So my goals for this next week, I'm actually going to start as soon as I'm done with this video, because I'm going to try to get to where I'm actually doing my video Friday morning so that I have Friday and Saturday to start on the next week's stuff. But anyway, as soon as I'm done here, I'm going to start working on the Sunday romper for my daughter Emma, and we'll see how that goes, because I'm just highly motivated right now to keep sewing, and I don't have a ton of stuff on my schedule. There's always cleaning I could be doing, but I'm just going to go ahead and sew. So that's my goal for this next week. That's all my goals I'm going to make because I've never made the Sunday romper. I don't know if it's going to be tricky. I don't know. So we'll wait. So the Friday Sews question today is, well, from yesterday, is do you have a special sewing companion? So I first saw this on Jen's channel, and I've already answered her, but I'll answer the same thing to you guys. My answer is no. My dog does not, he's not allowed to come in my office. I don't know, that probably makes me a bad dog mom, but anyway, he doesn't even want to be in there, so it's fine. He doesn't, Searcher's too loud for him. He just stays out of there. But I talk to myself. Does anybody else do that while they're sewing? I talk to myself a lot. So I would say I am my own sewing buddy. But when I'm ripping out stitches, I'm usually listening or watching one of you guys on YouTube. So I'll find a Friday Sews video to watch or another sewing video, and I'll watch that while I'm ripping out stitches. So you guys are my sewing buddies. I am my own sewing buddy as I talk to myself. That's about how it goes. So how's it go for you? I love seeing these people that have their doggies or their cats, whatever, show up in their videos, but Bingley is just, he's not interested at all. So about me in life, like I said, I had this whole week to myself where I thought I was going to get sewing done. I really didn't. But Thursday, I knew Thursday, me and my husband were going to go do something fun. So what our plan was to go drive to the Smoky Mountains, which is a pretty good ways from our house, but it's doable in one day. You can drive if you get up really early and go over there, hang out in the mountains, maybe do a shortish hiking trail or whatever, drive through Kate's Cove, whatever. You can do that one day, and you're dead dog tired when you get home, but you can do it. So that was our plan because I have not been to the mountains for a while, and I really just need to be in the mountains. However, it rained. It was like I kept watching the forecast, and it was 80%, 90%, 100% chance of rain. So obviously that's not the most ideal weather for going, sorry, motorcycle or something. So that was not ideal weather for going to the mountains. So we didn't end up doing that. The rain had come through here and moved on to the mountains. So I looked to see what was around us. And right as I was searching on the internet, my husband texted me and said, "What about the zoo?" Which was literally what I was searching. So we have a zoo in Nashville, which is like an hour and 15 minutes away or something. I've been there. It's okay. It's not terrible, but I was like, nah. And I was like, I want to go to the Louisville Zoo because we've been there. I've been there before. Dwayne has not gone. I've gone twice. And it's a great zoo. And when I went before, it was like 20 something degrees outside. And me and my daughter Madison were the only people we saw except for workers for the longest time. And then we saw one other person or like a couple. That was it the whole day. It was great. And they have this really cool gorilla habitat. And because it was cold, all the gorillas were inside, and you could go inside, and there's glass walls. And it is so fun to sit and watch those gorillas. So I loved it. I was like, let's go back there. Well, it's summer now, and we were definitely not the only people. And the gorillas were like, it's summer and we're going to be outside because it was a really nice day. It wasn't super hot. It was in the 70s and it was overcast. So the weather was for the zoo. I did not get hot and sweaty at all. It was great. So anyway, the zoo is still really good, but it was very crowded and it wasn't nearly as much fun. when it was this crowded. But we had a really good time. We really did enjoy it. I did not get good pictures because the entire time we were there, I was getting pictures of individual animals because our dream team director at our church, her birthday was literally on Thursday, and while we were there. So I was like, oh, it'll be really funny if I can take pictures of the animals and then make a video for her birthday. So I totally didn't take any like pictures for myself. So I'm so aggravated that I did not do that. But anyway, it's just pictures of animals that aren't great. They're just, I was just trying to make this video, which turned out to be really funny, by the way. Okay, so after that, we went to eat, and y'all know I've been doing Weight Watchers. And I was like, I'm not worrying about Weight Watchers today. So we were trying to decide where to go. We've not really been to Louisville to eat. Like when I went with my daughter, we just ate what we knew, probably Chick-fil-A. We ate IHOP that day and Chick-fil-A. So anyway, we just looked for a Mexican restaurant, kind of the small town looking Mexican. I mean, Louisville's not a small town, but where we live is a small town. And there's the Mexican restaurants around here are all kind of, they have the same kind of a look. And so I was like, let's just find one that looks like that because we know we'll like it. And actually, it was like the best chimichanga ever. So I ate all of that and it was so good. So anyway, we went to eat. And then after that, there is a bridge called the Big Four Bridge that goes, it spans the Ohio River from Louisville, Kentucky to Jeffersonville, Indiana. So I told him, I was like, I really want to walk this bridge because we were going to do it when I went with Madison, but it was in the 20s and there was ice on the bridge and it was closed. They wouldn't let you walk on it. So it's an old railroad bridge. And now they've made it into a walking bridge. So anyway, we went and did that, and that was so cool. So I'll put a couple of pictures of that in. So we walked to the other side, and we walked from Kentucky to Indiana, which sounds way more impressive than it actually is. But anyway, the little town that you come to, it's called Jeffersonville. There in Indiana is, oh my goodness, they have it. It's just so cute. There's restaurants there. There's shops and everything, and there's ice cream shops. So I got ice cream because I decided I deserved it. But we're back on. We're doing Weight Watchers. We just had that little bit of a digression, and it's fine. And I'm going to keep going. But anyway, it was such a neat walk to walk across the river. And anyway, I'll put pictures of that in there. Even though, again, I didn't get very many pictures of that either. I don't know what I was thinking. I usually have way too many. So that is what we did. That's my life. Not much else going on. This next week, just kind of a normal week. We have some friends coming that I've never met. It's online pastor wife friends. So I will get to report about that and how that goes after for my next Friday Sows video. So I can't wait for that. So Jen today, she was out of town when she made her video, and she's like, I don't have my prayer cards that I usually talk about or whatever. She said, I'm just going to give you my favorite verse. So I'm also going to give you my favorite verse today for the inspirational portion of this. And so my favorite scripture is Psalm 37:7 in the New Living Translation, which is not the translation I normally use, but I particularly like the way that it's written in that version. And that verse says, "Be still in the presence of the Lord and wait patiently for him to act." So that verse means so much to me because the Lord gave it to me in a time when we were going through some struggles with one of our kids, and it was not looking good. And my personality with my kids is to like get in their face and talk about the issue, and not in a good way, probably. Okay, definitely not in a good way. My husband is much more gracious than I am. Jesus was grace and truth, both combined perfectly. My husband is grace and I am truth. So I'm working with the Lord to make me more gracious. But anyway, so when he gave me that scripture, be still in the presence of the Lord and wait patiently for him to act, that went against everything in my natural self because I wanted to deal with it. I wanted to confront what was going on with one of our kids. But I had that verse, and I knew that just really actually meant shut your mouth and stop trying to do anything. And that is actually what I want, because when our kids are resisting against the Lord, we do not want them to change because we nagged them into it. I want my kids to be changed because the Lord has captivated their heart. So I knew that this was the right thing to do, was to shut it. So anyway, that verse came at a time when we were really having some conflict with one of our kids. So be still in the presence of the Lord and wait patiently for him to act. Now, sometimes he gives you a different verse. There are other ones where he calls you to action, but I knew beyond a shadow of a doubt that that verse was for me for that season. And we saw a miracle come out of that season. And I know that had I not obeyed the Lord and just done what my flesh wants to do, we could have very easily lost our son, not physically, but relationally. We could have lost our son. So Psalm 37:7 in the New Living Translation. Be still in the presence of the Lord and wait patiently for him to act. So maybe that's a word for somebody that is watching this, that they're in a situation where they want, everything in them wants to fight and wants to have the words and all of that, but he might be telling you to be still in his presence and wait patiently for him to act, because when God is the one who orchestrates it, it just goes so much more smoothly than when I try to do it. So anyway, some of y'all know what I'm talking about. All right, so that's it for this Friday Sows. I'm so glad you guys have been with me. Thank you for liking, subscribing, for commenting on my videos. I'm still going to do them whether you do that or not. But it's so encouraging to hear from you guys. And I love having conversations with you in the comments. So it's so good to hear from you. Wait. I forgot to talk about the tiered dress deal. So I talked about last week how I wasn't sure if I'm not saying anybody else, but if I had reached a point where tiered dresses might look ridiculous. The overwhelming response was, go for it. And literally, when I walked into church on Sunday morning, a lady from our church who is in her 70s and she's beautiful, I thought that she was the absolute epitome of Southern womanhood when I moved here, because she just has this way of speaking and she looks so pretty and she just looks like your perfect Southern lady, and she's wonderful. But she's not quite as elegant as I thought. And she laughs so hard every time I tell her about this, because she rides four-wheelers. She is out there playing volleyball and softball and all that stuff all the time. So I was thinking here she was just this because of the way she looks. Anyway, that does not matter. The thing is, she was wearing this tiered dress. It was midi length and it looked stunning on her. Okay. And she's in her 70s. And I was like, oh, okay. I mean, you all had already convinced me in the comments that I can do a tiered dress, and I'm going to do a tiered dress. That is definitely, I'm hoping to make that before I go away to Fine Arts with Emma. But anyway, yeah, y'all were overwhelmingly positive on those comments. So I don't care. I'm going to get a tiered dress. I'm going to make a tiered dress. And I'm going to wear it, and I'm going to wear it with pride. So there. Anyway, I know I'm preaching to the choir because y'all have already told me that that's totally fine. So, okay, but really, this seriously is it for this version of Vision version. What? Oh, it's definitely time for me to stop. That's it for this Friday Sows on a Saturday, and I cannot wait to see y'all next week. Happy sewing. Bye-bye.